We would rather laugh with the sinners than cry with the saints, Alex. We would.
I'm game. Let's do it.
So come on over to the dark side and like and watch the Corpsepaint show every Sunday. We're here at 6 o'clock on Sundays. Yes, indeed. We are the only subterranean show, Alex Lohmann, that is filmed above ground. Yes, we are. But we're gonna go beneath. We're gonna go underground with you and hear all the stories.
Yeah, that's not a problem for me.
But you know what? This is Halloween. This is Halloween. We start right now.
Oh yeah.
I know you're neck deep in it right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's it. Right now. And so I'm going to show you a little bit of Broken Peach. I know you probably have seen this, but it's so cool. This is Halloween Broken Peach. I got to show you this.
Nice.
Boys and girls of every age, would you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. There's a time of Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkin street in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a sweet trick or treat till the neighbor's gonna die right. In our town, everybody's screaming. This time of Halloween. Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this town, we go home. Everyone hail to the pumpkin song. In this town, don't wait long now. Everybody's ready for the next to cry.
Hey, I think mics are live. Oh, hey, yeah.
So I'm just watching.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to invite this band to come perform at Reindeer Manor.
Well, then look, we have a new stage that we just built this year.
Great. Is it upstairs or is it outside? Or
Oh no,
where?
it's outside. Yeah, it's
Cool.
it's 24 by about 30, and
Good.
sits about 4 feet off the ground. All new lights and fog and everything.
They've got minimal setup. It looks like just 4 microphones and everything. You know,
Pretty
a couple
straightforward.
of amps, yeah. So there you go. That's Broken Peach.
So I guess they didn't like my audition enough to call me back. So 'cause, yeah, I can't help but notice I'm not in.
You're
there.
not. What instrument you play?
I play drums, bass, guitar,
Okay.
penny whistle, saxophone, accordion, banjo, mandolin, ukulele, piano. And
They need an accordion player. That's
who
you.
doesn't need an accordion
Who
player?
doesn't? That's excellent. All right, Jason. Thank you, man. Anyways, that's a bit of the season right there. This is the most exciting time of the year.
Oh yeah.
And when?
I mean, because once November 1st hits, I don't matter anymore. I just kind of
Right.
fade into the darkness and wait it out until the following fall.
Right now, you matter.
But yeah, now.
So take your time and just enjoy every moment.
Oh yeah, I have to. Yeah, I get about 7 weeks out of the year where I'm important and my work is viable and the public wants it. And then once November 1st hits, it's like I'm ready for turkey. Mr. Spooky can go away.
All right, so look, tell us about your haunt, the name of the haunt, where the haunt is, when does it start, when does it open?
The haunt is called Reindeer Manor Halloween Park. And we're down in Red Oak, Texas, which for those of you who are unfamiliar with Red Oak, which is going to be pretty much everybody in the world, we're actually just south of Dallas, about 12 miles. You can actually see the skyline from our parking lot.
Oh, 12 miles, nothing.
No,
Right, so
really not a big
Highway
deal.
45?
35.
35.
Yeah.
So take 35 south of Dallas.
And then exit Bear Creek and head back east.
Okay, what do we got here? This is your website, Reindeer.
Right, yeah. This is one of my roving characters. That's Lunaseed right there. He's one of our roving characters that people will see out. And he makes a lot of public appearances with us, and
Cool.
He's our DJ. And then that is Malachi, our electrician,
Yeah.
who through a series of unfortunate events managed to roast himself pretty badly. That's Riot. She is absolutely not to be trusted ever,
Never.
for any reason.
And she's a haunt character that will
Yeah.
come out and get
that's,
in your face.
Reverend Turd Merger.
All right.
Played by myself.
Wait, that's you?
That's me. That's one of the very few characters I still do now.
And this one.
That's the Devil Cow.
Who's that?
That's the same guy who plays Lunaseed.
Okay.
And yeah, he's actually was the first one who signed up, and then that's Beefy Dan plays the role, but it's
It's okay.
yeah, I don't remember his character name. That's Dr. Case.
Dr. Case, another
And,
insane
yeah,
asylum.
He's our mad dentist. And then there's Alfred. He's our evil Santa. And
Elephant Man style.
Elephant Man style.
Oh, there you go, Alfred.
And that is Mr. Horns, and he's a new character this year. So customers get to see him soon.
Cool.
And then that is Precip. He doesn't like bad weather.
Like, is that blood falling on him that he doesn't?
Yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah. All right.
And then that's one of our stilt walkers. That's Little Miss Peyton.
Cool.
And she runs hers on 42 inches, and she does pretty well.
Very
That
nice.
is the Vagina Goat Man.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, you can tell by all the folds. And then that's Little Miss Taffy.
Little
who's
Miss
one of our
Taffy.
clowns. Also, absolutely positively not to be trusted.
Not to be.
No, if you see her. And that is Ricketts, the ventriloquist dummy.
Alfred E. Newman-ish.
It's similar, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then there's Little Miss Peyton again.
Yeah,
With a
very
close up.
But the website is reindeermanor.com.
Yeah.
Easy
Yeah.
enough. And when do you open?
September 28th this year.
If we go back to there we go. Look, this is your Facebook page. Also, a lot of good info there. Celebrating 46 seasons. You told me you took it over in like 05.
Yeah, well, I built my first show there in 05 and my second in 08, and then we bought the place out in 2014. I used to just own the 13th Street Morgue and then 13th Street Morgue and Dungeon of Doom.
Are they all there on premise?
Yeah, all 4 shows are together now.
Yeah.
And
But really, you just need to go to reindeermanor.com for
absolutely,
for
yeah.
the whole.
Yeah, that'll take you to the whole thing.
Okay.
I mean, very few of our customers come out to see just one specific show anymore. It's pretty much everybody does the combo ticket and makes their way through.
And when you say the DJ's playing, is that kind of out in the open area?
Yeah, we have a common area in the center,
Yeah.
our midway. There's a new stage that we built this year, and of course we broadcast music, but then we have a series of shows on there. We have our Thriller dance troupe that comes out, and they dance to Michael Jackson's Thriller. Yeah.
Are you in that?
I was until last year. Me and
They
Jennifer
kick you
both-
out? What?
We finally got to retire. I finally have gotten to a point where I could find younger, more attractive, more flexible people than me to do it.
Oh, come on, man.
And so yeah, we finally retired from that, with a few exceptions. I mean, if we're doing a parade or something, we need another dancer. Either me or Jennifer will fill in. But we're introducing something new this year. We have a drag show called the Texas Chainsaw Mascara. And McKenna
Wait. Get in close to the mic and say that again.
It's a drag show. It's called the Texas Chainsaw Mascara.
Love it.
And McKenna Guns is our drag queen who's going to do a horror drag show.
McKenna Guns.
Uh-huh.
All
And
right.
we're
Real
using...
close to the mic. We got to hear this. This sounds great.
We're using music from... There's a group called Tragedy, which does heavy metal covers of 70s Bee Gees songs and other 70s hits. So they do a version of It's Raining Blood and It's Raining Men.
Yes.
So that's the music that we're going to use as our background for the Texas Chainsaw Mascara.
All right. So if someone wants to see the Chainsaw Mascara, is that every night or certain? Oh, every night.
We'll be doing it every night. I don't have my schedule finalized yet, but we're going to have probably between 2 and 3 drag shows a night. The Thriller troupe performs a couple of nights. Our Jackal Chainsaw show happens at least twice a night, where a guy cuts a body up and throws parts around, and blood sprays all over the place, and it's a little gruesome and over the top.
Do you have a
but
chance of taking home some body parts? If
Probably.
hey, there's
so.
our overhead cam, Alex. All right, I want you to wave up
Hello,
top,
overhead cam.
way up there, way up there. Yeah.
This is what it looks like when the police try to find me in the woods. This is from their perspective. Except I'm running. They're looking at the back of my head, and I'm running. But this is about the right angle. Do you know it is not legal to march someone into the woods and make them dig their own grave and
It's
beg
not?
for their no.
Is that codified? Is that codified?
Yeah,
Is it?
there
is a law against that.
Literally looked into it, and
Well, maybe the law was passed because of you.
there are probably a lot of laws that have gotten passed because of me.
Hey, the big Reindeer Manor bus is out there.
Yeah.
So-
So big 2-story bus.
What's the name of the exit you take off of 35?
If you're heading 35 south, you would take the Bear Creek exit and head back east to Houston School Road.
Hang a left.
and then hang a right on Houston School Road, and we're right there on the left.
And you'll see the bus first.
You'll see there's a column or a pair of columns and an archway by the street with flames coming out.
So look for fire.
Look for fire. If you see fire, you know you're getting close. And of course, we have our searchlight out there, so people can find us a little easier. And honestly, if you just go to like your Google Map and just type in Reindeer Manor,
Yeah.
it'll find us.
Good. All right. I think my house is actually called Satan's Lair on Google. It is. Alex, all right. So you invited me to come out and dress up evil and scare
Oh, yeah,
people. So
absolutely.
I'm hoping I can do that, man.
Yeah.
And join Reindeer Manor one weekend on
Yeah,
a
please
Friday or
come out.
Saturday night. So let's go back to the schedule. So it's Friday and Saturdays for now.
Yeah, we do one Sunday night, the one before Halloween.
Right before
and then,
Halloween.
We do Halloween night this year, which is a Thursday. And it's
And-
one of
and
those
Halloween,
things,
okay.
from a business perspective, a lot of haunted houses don't open on Halloween night because it generally isn't a very lucrative night. But I'll be frank.
Good.
Can I say damn?
Yes.
I'll be damned if we're not going to be open on Halloween night.
So leave that up, Jason. All right. So you open in 1 week or 6 days from now.
No. It'll be a week from this
Oh,
Saturday.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
You're right. I apologize. So that's 13 days away. You open it end of September,
Yeah,
and then Friday, Saturday, every weekend in October,
all the way through.
and then Halloween night, and then the following Saturday, which is cool.
Yeah, we're going to do November 2nd this year. And honestly, sometimes people are just not quite ready for Halloween to be over on the 31st.
You're right.
Or in our case, if they buy a ticket and it's late at night, they might make it through a couple of attractions and decide, you know what, we're ready to go eat dinner. We've had enough. And then they can come back and use the rest of their ticket on the 2nd. So it gives them a little more opportunity and a little more flexibility in when they come out.
I thought you were going to say they could eat the chopped up body parts there on site and
Well,
not,
they
not
can.
have to leave for dinner.
Yeah, I'm. It's not FDA approved, but I mean, it's not my job to keep people from not eating each other. You know?
Hey, you've got some great characters, man, and like you said, the Stilt Walkers too. And
Oh, yeah.
I want to come out there and have some fun. I just don't want, I want to do it. I want to do it. I don't want your cast mad at a
No.
newbie who shows up.
Yeah,
And
not a
and-
problem at all. We have guest actors all the time.
Cool.
I mean, and while you've never worked for us directly, I mean, you are not new to this industry by any stretch. I mean, you've worked at several attractions over the years, and yeah, I mean, it's not like you're walking in day one going, hey, I want to give this a shot.
Hey, look at this picture. Are you in this?
Let's see.
Is that you?
If you look on top of the bus,
Oh, you're up there. Okay.
I'm probably one of the ones up on the top, but you can see the Vagina Goat Man kind of back there. And I'm not even sure which parade this is, but I think this was Mardi Gras. You can tell by the beads. This is our Mardi Gras parade.
Yeah, nice.
And yeah, I like to have at least 2 stilt walkers for every event that we do, as much as
Let me do
humanly
something
possible.
for you.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Twist my arm.
I will.
Yeah. I mean,
We have a
and
couple other.
the rule of thumb is you need to not eat too much, and you need to not know the difference between right and wrong, and that's really the only criteria that you have to pass.
All right.
I mean, anything beyond that, we're easy.
All right. So we have a couple other funny pictures of you. All right. Now,
Oh, there I
tell
am.
me what's going on here.
Okay,
First off, you're the musician.
I can tell you precisely what's going on here. I remember this moment very well. The girl standing just to the left of Figgy is my friend Cheyenne. She's one of my 501st Legion sisters, as is the girl on the right. This was one of the first times they had ever met, so I sang Be My Baby to him because I told Cheyenne, I will help you serenade to impress your lady friend. And then here on the left is my friend Megan, who's also one of my 501st Legion sisters. And she and I have been good friends for a long time, but this is part of the reason why I enjoy doing events like this is because I don't really get to perform a whole lot anymore, and I don't normally get to see people as much as I would like, and this kind of resolves all of those problems for me.
You're a badass.
Oh well, thank you. I don't think so, but
You are,
I
man.
try to just wing it as I go.
Do you have super busy nights where there's a long line of people waiting to get
Oh, yeah.
in? And you do.
Yeah,
That's great.
I mean, it kind of, you can almost set your watch by it as the season progresses. Yeah, it just gets steadier and busier and busier and busier. And I mean, by the last weekend, it's just elbows and assholes all over the place.
I want to come out your opening weekend, I think.
Okay, it'll be relatively slow that night, but it we always encourage people if they're concerned about long lines or being on a time crunch, is like come out early. And as season goes on and lines get longer, they can buy VIP upgrades and skip those lines and all that kind of stuff. But it's still, I mean, just trying to get in and out of the parking lot sometimes can take a little while.
All right, so silly question. Is there a charge for parking?
No, we've never charged for parking,
Right.
and at this point, we don't anticipate we ever will.
Are there snacks, drinks out in the common area?
Yeah, there's a food vendor called the Small Town Barbecue. And
Food truck?
Yeah,
Great.
and he sets up and he does brisket nachos and barbecue chicken, and
But what is the brisket made of? Human flesh?
he hasn't specified. So,
Jason, you take your chances.
yeah,
You
I mean,
pay your money and you
pay
take
money
your chances.
and you take your chances.
That's it. Come over to
So-
the dark side. Our
so
whole message
far-
tonight is come to the dark side.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies,
and we're nice. And most people are nice.
and we and that's very true.
All right, so look, all right, tell me about this one.
That's Taffy.
I love this.
And I love this photo of her just because the colors around her kind of personify her a little bit. But we gave her some glow sticks and a long exposure and just told her it's like just go nuts.
Yeah.
See what you can make happen. And fun fact, I mean, we have to be very careful and efficient in how we use our staff. So she's actually also one of our makeup artists. So she'll do makeup for the first part of the night, and then once we get open, she gets in character, costume, and sometimes she'll help facilitate breaks, entertain long lines, whatever it is.
Yeah,
But
good.
she's one of those who has to wear a lot of hats. The neat thing about her is her character doesn't like herself as a person. So as the character comes out and the costume pieces go on, she'll start to bash herself.
A metamorphosis.
Because there's this weird metamorphosis where she becomes Taffy, and Taffy does not like the girl who plays Taffy.
All the world's a stage, Alex.
It is.
And we are just the players.
And once she gets kicked off and the full costume's on, that's it. You're dealing with her the rest of the night. There is no breaking out of it. If I have a logistical question about, hey,
You
do
can't
I
really
do
go
I
to
need to
Taffy, yeah.
pick up whatever tomorrow for the makeup room? Whatever. She's like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know who that person is. I'm Taffy, and I'm just a crazy person.
Correct. All right. So
It's
very
also
cool.
why I have no hair.
You're a handsome dude. Come on now. Come on. Look at you, man.
Well, thank you.
Look at you. Look at you.
I try.
Thank you for
And
being here.
My mom says I'm the cutest guy in the whole school, and she would never lie.
And you're still in school.
Yeah.
That's
well, yeah.
cool.
I mean, you can't pass school by this age. I mean, it's a process.
It is.
There's new
Hey, so look,
math. There's Common Core. I'll never get it.
all this new stuff, right? Yes. Hey, I appreciate you also being at our event on Friday night.
Oh, not a problem. We love being there.
Yeah, Nightmare Fuel at Gas Monkey Live. We have a few pictures.
A few.
Yeah, just a few pictures that I was able to capture. I'm waiting on some others also from some of the photographers. So we're going to roll through some of those real quick. And it was a great event. So there's Asphyxia in the middle.
That's Robert on the left.
Yeah, Rockula. And Craig also on the right. That was very fun. Appreciate them being there.
Well, and this was a seriously cool venue. Like I
Thank
said,
you.
I'd been to the Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, but never the live. And I was blown away when I walked in. I'm like, wow, this is not an illegitimate event. I mean, it was seriously cool.
Go ahead, Jason. So yeah, we got a few. That's JT from Zombie Gear.
Zombie Gear, yeah.
Yep. And
I have their business card in my bathroom. Fun fact.
in your bathroom.
In the bathroom.
That's where I do my reading too.
It's on the shelf. I have no idea how it ended up there, but it's been there for months.
So that person buying something is Velvet. She's a ghost babe and has been on this show.
Oh, excellent.
We really appreciate JT being there and Zombie Gear. We've got a few more. We're just going to roll through them. So, yeah, we were screening, of course, some shorts, highlighting Texas-made horror shorts at this event. Hey, we ended up with about 300 people there. I was real proud of that, man.
Yeah, it was a great turnout.
Yes.
It really was.
And, okay. And Tori, she was a guest on our show last week.
Okay, you know what I loved about her costume?
Tell me.
is, I mean, when you get close, I mean, there's a lot of detail going on here. I mean, obviously there's, little accoutrement all over.
Tell her, because I think she's watching.
But I loved your costume. But what was the most impressive to me was as you saw her from a distance, it just kind of became this orange and black blur with no defined end to one color and beginning of the next. And it was just, it really, I mean, from 100 feet away, you just knew it was a person, and it screamed Halloween.
Yes.
And you didn't have to have all those details. It was like, just even from a distance, it was like she conveyed everything she needed to convey just through body language and just color selection.
I agree.
I loved it.
She's fantastic. And I'm hoping that she'll be back on our show next Sunday to talk more about haunts and everything Halloween-y. But on the far right, as we look at this picture, that's Proscriptor from Absu, the occult metal band.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're into metal and if you're into occult metal, you're familiar with Absu. He was there as well. So, man, it was very cool to see Tori and Proscriptor. Just kind of a general shot there earlier in the evening. And Manifestive was ready to go on stage. That's Eve with the horns. Man.
Oh, okay. What was their name?
Oh, there's Tori again right there. So, the band was called Manifestive.
Okay. Look.
Tell me.
I'm in my mid 40s, and I've been gigging regular since I was about 14 years old.
Okay.
I've never seen anybody use a marimba in a cool way before.
Yep.
Ever. And I probably won't ever again, but I thought that was just the coolest thing I had ever seen, because they started to play, and I was like, hey, this is pretty neat. And then I'm kind of looking up there, and I'm like, well, there's only two of them. And then I'm trying to figure out who's doing what, and I'm like, I'll be damned, she's playing the vibes.
She's playing the vibraphone.
It was crazy.
Yep.
I thought that was badass,
in a
though.
metal band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Right. Eve
Who
does.
does? Who can
Eve is
pull
the only
that
one.
off? Yeah.
How many metal bands have a xylophone? One or two? I mean, we got them right here, and they played at that event, man.
Yeah. I'd never heard anything quite like it before. It was very haunting. It was very memorable, though. It was very catchy. They had a very good sense of song structure.
I hope you saw her when she extended the bat wings.
Yes.
Wasn't that badass?
Okay. So
That was her.
Okay. Was she wearing those, or was that a projection?
She was wearing those.
We could not figure it out.
She was wearing those.
Because it's like once they went away, they just vanished completely. So we're thinking, well, this is a great trick.
And then she's playing vibraphone again.
And then we thought, okay, well, maybe they just projected it, and we've all been fooled into thinking she has these. But okay, well, that's a little more impressive then.
But see, here's what you were talking about too. It's kind of that, like you said, orange and black, and it just sort of you know, you can
Well,
tell.
and the
it's
ratio
kind of
between the two colors too. I mean, it's not too much of one or too much of the other. It's not a black costume with orange, and it's not an orange costume with black. I mean, it's almost perfectly symmetrical. It's like two perfectly monochromatic looks rolled into one, and she nailed it.
she did. She's cool.
Yeah, loved it.
All right, some more super fans who were there. That's Soul and Asphyxia.
Oh, I recognize that bird
Ra.
necklace.
Oh.
The bird skull.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, those are the haunting eyes of Ra stitches. Ra stitches.
Nice.
And our wonderful volunteer coordinator, her name is Rose, made all of these neat passes for all of the VIPs and volunteers.
And the vendors, because mine's
and the vendors,
mine's in my
I'm sorry,
truck.
yeah.
I kept mine.
Yeah, good.
I've got a whole pile of those things, and I was like, I'm not getting rid of this one.
So it was to benefit Foundation 45. You know, they're a nonprofit.
Right, yeah.
And we were sponsored by Liquid Death. Do you have some right there in that can?
I do.
Yes, indeed. It's water.
It is
Liquid
water.
Death is water.
Which is,
In
cheers.
recyclable aluminum. And of course, Fangoria had a big presence there. We really appreciate partnering with them too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fangoria, hold that one up. This is the prior to more recent issue. Yes, with Midsummer on the cover. And here's what I want you to do, Alex. I brought this. It has not been touched. It has not been touched. This is complete virgin envelope.
I like where this is going.
I want you to finger it. I mean, grab the magazine out of it and pull out the brand new issue I just got in the mail yesterday. And then you're going to unwrap it, as one does. but always wear protection as our message.
Always.
Yes, indeed.
Always. Anyone who says otherwise is crazy.
I haven't even seen it. So what does that cover look like?
Oh, Creep Show, Resurrecting the Legend.
That is their brand new
Joe
issue.
Hill and Greg Nicotero.
And you know what? Their issues are thick and lots of pages. I mean, this is it's almost like a novel itself. You know, it's a great publication.
And, man, when we were kids, this was like gold. I
Yeah.
mean, these were hard to find, but I mean, I remember being in like middle school with Fangoria magazine, and it was just like, wow, it's so neat that there's a publication dedicated to what I'm into.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and
It was
like I
refreshing to find it, wasn't it?
Sam, before before we started today, that I'm beside myself that they still print it.
Yes.
You know, with everybody wanting to go cheap and just do online stuff now. I mean, it's
print-
nice to have something tangible.
But we want to encourage people to subscribe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just go to Fangoria. Look, there's their website. That is the opening page of their website, fangoria.com. Best horror and cult film magazine since '79. It is now based here in Dallas. Go to this website and see that subscribe up there. Subscribe for a year. This is a great magazine.
Oh yeah. Well, and they dig deep too. They don't just skim the
Oh, yeah.
surface and just grab whatever. I mean, whatever's. I mean, these are not small names in the special effects industry.
No
I
doubt.
mean, these are some serious players.
Yes, indeed. So for all of us who love the dark side, the horror, man, check out Fangoria.com. No doubt. Hey, our former co-host, Janie Slash, was at a big horror con in California. It was in Burbank, I believe. Is part of Mad Monster, but they have an offshoot, and I believe they actually call it Son of Monster Palooza. So cool horror con, and she sent me some pictures. So these are Janie Slash's pictures from the horror con out in California, and we just got So I'm not sure what this is, but on display was that. And I like anything with barbed wire and dead babies, as you can tell by looking at this table.
That is a fetal later disposal.
There we go. Okay.
That's you can you cannot get that on Amazon Prime.
So if you have a fetus pop out of you and you want to dispose of it, you need to
how
buy
you
this.
do it.
That's okay. Got it. There we go. All right. And I like this upside down cross image. Of course, with Baphomet goat in there. You love it.
Man, I love that frame.
She met Marky Ramone. Yes,
wow.
That is Marky. Wearing his Ramone shirt and his torn up jeans, and that's Janie Slash with Marky. And you know what? Marky is man, he tours all the time. He's in South America a lot. He's in Asia a lot. He is playing all Ramone songs, and he's got a great band to back him up. And they bring back the Ramones, and it's with Marky.
I was in New Orleans one time and ran into him.
Cool.
And he was playing for the Misfits.
Yeah.
For their 25 Years of Fear tour. And I was like, man, how
Isn't
cool is this?
Yep.
To not only get to see the Misfits in their 25th year, but
With-
to just casually run into Marky Ramone in
With
New
Marky.
Orleans.
Right. Isn't that badass?
That's awesome.
Yeah, Marky, great guy. Hey, who's this? What movie is it from? Is that from Alien, or I'm not sure. Or maybe it's just an art
I mean,
piece.
the body looks similar, but the head is definitely, it doesn't have that Geigerish kind of look to the head. Because Geiger always had that human skull in the front, and then everything kind of branched back from that.
We need to have a show just dedicated to Geiger.
Oh my God!
You come back and we'll do
I
that.
love Geiger
We'll do
stuff.
that.
It's very off-putting, but it's so tasteless. It's tasteful.
And he did so many album covers too.
Yeah.
We could just highlight those. All right, we're gonna keep it rolling. Look at that one.
Oh, that's nice.
So Janie Slash was able to go around to various booths and vendors and all that, and artists at work. So some of it was an immersive experience,
I'm so jealous of people who can paint like that.
Yeah. And there's another one too, Devil, and kind of cool display as well. That one is the old hag from, the very Disney.
Oh, from Snow White, yeah.
From Snow White, yeah. So, yeah. And there's her as part of their magazine and flyer. She actually performed there.
What does she do?
She did a sideshow routine.
Oh, very cool.
With drilling things in her head, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, of
There
course.
is really not enough of that anymore.
No, there isn't.
That has got to be such a dying art.
Sideshow, we need to bring it back. And all right, so I know you do this sometimes. So we're going to pause on this picture for a moment. But this is like live makeup at that convention. But I've seen you guys do it.
Yeah.
Where you'll do scars or face makeup, right?
Yeah.
Wounds.
Jennifer does well, she and a couple of our other, they do most all of that themselves. I generally can sneak away and kind of make myself absent for that. But
yeah. But it's sort of like this. You have a patron who would sit in your chair, and then they take care of the makeup on you or wounds or such. Yeah.
Yeah, with whatever painting is necessary, and we use a lot of silicone for ours.
It's not a dental exam going on. This is actually some horror makeup at a horror convention.
It's kind of the same thing.
There we go. Look at this.
There we go. Oh, I love the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, yeah, up on top.
Yeah. Well, and what I love is he's got two that are done monochromatic, so they look like black and white out of the movie.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's very cool.
That's it, man. Yeah, you're right. The black and white version.
Oh, and Sam.
Yeah, there's Sam. Very fun characters. Heck yeah. Oh, uh-huh. With the with the kid's head.
Wow, there's so much going on in the background of this picture too.
Mm-hmm. It's very cool, very cool.
I'm so glad for the new It, and I haven't seen part 2 yet. Jennifer and Ian got passes early to go see it, so I haven't had my chance to go see it yet. But I was a little nervous when they said they were redoing it because I was such a fan of the miniseries that they had done. And of course, you think, Tim Curry is Pennywise. It's like who can fill in those shoes? And I was really kind of impressed with what they came up with for that. It really worked well, I thought.
I want you real close to the mic.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. Hey, no problem. And I think we got a flyer also for another event coming up next weekend. Now, this is before Reindeer Manor opens. Mm-hmm. You open on the 28th. But on the 21st is that event. It's our Deadly Sins Burlesque Troupe. That's emceed by myself. And it's 6-year anniversary this coming Saturday. We have a band play after the burlesque show called Responsible Johnny. They're a great punk band, Deep Ellum based. And so we perform every month. Alex, I don't know if you know that. It's every month right there in Deep Ellum at Wits End on the third Saturday of each month.
Nice.
Yeah, so, big 6-year anniversary. Woo!
Very cool.
Coming up on Saturday. And, hey, we talked about Fangoria. I want to show you a trailer. Of a movie coming up.
All right.
That we're gonna.
It makes me nervous when you're excited about things. when you laugh and you're happy, I don't like that.
But and I'm really going to confuse our engineer now. Thank you, Jason, for covering our board. I think first we should replay this little message that we got from Haley Griffith, who is a star of Satanic Panic, and she made this message for our show and for our event on Friday. And I love it so much, I just want to replay it. This is from Haley, Satanic Panic.
Oh, shit, sorry. Hi, didn't even see you there. Hey, I'm Haley Griffith, and I play Sam in the new film Satanic Panic. I'm so sorry I couldn't attend tonight, but I am there with all of you in spirit. But I hope you all have an amazing time at the event tonight, and Satan himself told me that there's going to be a full harvest moon tonight. And it's going to reach its peak at 11:34 p.m., which, if you type that into a calculator, flip that bitch upside down, it'll read... Oh, fuck, sorry, not that. It'll read... Hell. How fitting. Talk about a perfect night to kick off the Halloween season, am I right? So Staten from the Corpsepaint show told me there are a few things going on tonight, so here is the rundown. Joe Manco will be screening the trailer for his upcoming film The Torturer with Paul T. Taylor. The short film Date from Hell will screen, made by Ben Scott and Indignant Dog Films. And Road Trash will screen, made by Fangoria's own Natasha Pacetta and narrated by Heather Langenkamp. And fun fact, Road Trash was actually my nickname in college. Just kidding, but it really should have been. And then, after all of that goodness, Satanic Panic will screen, directed by the incredible Chelsea Stardust, who is amazing, and please go give her some love on Twitter after this. So tonight, please support Foundation 45 and all of the outstanding work that they do. Please support the Corpsepaint show because they are awesome and they rock my fucking socks off. Please support Liquid Death, Death to Plastic. Please support and subscribe to Fangoria Magazine, and please support all the amazing vendors here at Gas Monkey tonight. Now, with all that being said, hail Satan, hail Satanic Panic, and happy Friday the 13th, fuckers.
Happy Friday, 13th, fuckers.
She has very nice teeth. I would like to buy those teeth.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, she can't possibly need them forever.
Well, I don't know. I would put out a message to her and see, how she responds.
Well, see, the problem is every time I send someone a message on Facebook and say I want to buy their teeth, would you believe
They ban you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and then
God.
Facebook jail and the whole
Facebook
9
jail.
yards.
God dang, man. Well, so she's referring to our event we had Friday night. It's so cool. And you know what? There's another Friday, it's her 13th coming up. It's in December.
Yeah,
It's in December. So, yeah, just throwing that out there, man.
that's going to be fun. I always enjoy Friday the 13th.
Now, I think before we go to this other trailer, we should show the Torturer trailer. This is our partner, Little Spark Films. They create all of our graphics, a lot of our artwork, and promotions and such. And that's Joe Manco.
Yeah,
And yeah, of course, and Catalina. And they are very proud that this trailer was shown as a premiere of their trailer at our event on Friday. And we just want to re-show it because he has already completed filming The Torturer. It's in post right now, and we're very excited about when it'll be released. Stars Paul T. Taylor from Hellraiser Judgment.
nice.
Yes, indeed.
Not a bad cast.
Yeah, so we're gonna show the trailer for The Torturer by Little Spark Films, directed by Joe Manco, and edited by Catalina Carrida. Heck yeah, Little Spark.
Do you remember what we were talking about before you dropped off? I've been hired to do a job. And that's exactly what I plan to do. I'm not a very patient man, Mr. Brooks.
Listen, where am I? What do you want from me?
I already told you that.
When am I gonna get something to eat?
When you answer any questions, you tell me what I want to know. It's very simple. You tell me inside your mind. Make life easy for yourself. How's your right now, Mr. Brooks? Anything coming back to you?
My name's Andy Brooks, and I don't remember anymore.
The Torturer was written by Paul Kane and directed by Joe Manco.
So
Yeah.
not a kids movie on this one.
That is a well-made trailer, and that means the movie is going to look good too. So
The lighting was great.
wasn't it?
God, I mean, the lighting just tells so much of it.
Every time Catalina and I talk, it's a lot of times it goes to lighting because she's really big on that. And you're right, it makes such a difference.
Yeah. I mean, you can destroy something with bad lighting, but I mean, I remember seeing that trailer from a distance as we were loading in on Friday, and I just remember those vivid blues, and it was just dark enough and just enough shadow, and I just remember it got my attention very well, and it was just like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but it can't possibly be anything wholesome.
Yeah, good. Very cool, man. Yeah, that is the trailer for The Torturer by Little Spark Films. Now, hey, any stories you can relay that are crazy about patrons who've gone through the haunt and maybe
man.
pissed their pants or,
I
don't know, just throwing that out there. Does it happen?
Yeah, typically the rule of thumb is we have 1 or 2 pissers a night. Normally 1 or 2 people who crap themselves a season.
Okay.
People barf or sometimes pass out, and we have to get the EMT over. But some of the more extreme reactions that we've gotten, early on in my career is doing this as a professional. I still had to act in the show, and then as time went by, I was able to kind of take myself out a little at a time. But the first year or two, I was working the exit of the morgue, and a couple came through. It was just a guy and a girl, and they came around a corner, and I popped out and startled them. And I will never forget this for the rest of my life. This guy panicked, and he picked his girlfriend up, and he threw her at me. Picked her up off the ground. No BS. Picked her up. Okay. Threw her at me. Her left shoulder hit me under the nose and loosened my 2 front teeth.
Had she passed out? Okay.
No, she was conscious.
All right. So
he just grabbed her under the arms and pitched her and ran.
She was standing up.
Yeah.
And he wants to use her as kind of the wall.
Not just a human shield, right. A projectile to gain time to leave. You think you've seen an angry woman.
Sacrifices his girlfriend so he can run away from you.
Yes.
And
you think you've seen an angry woman? You have never seen a woman as angry as one who has been thrown to defend her boyfriend. It just has never happened. That is the angriest I have ever seen a person in the entirety of my life.
I don't know if that couple is still together.
Oh, I'll bet they left in separate cars and probably have not spoken since.
He throws her at you because I guess nothing else was handy.
Yeah,
and
picked her up and just split.
To allow him a little bit of lead time to run off.
To escape.
And did he run straight to the parking lot?
He ran out of the exit and out onto the midway. And she caught up with him and laid into him like I have never seen before. We've had people lose wigs and weaves. We had a lady who got really startled and her false teeth fell out, hit the floor, and shattered. Oh. So that was the end of those. Man, fear is one of those things. You never really know how somebody's going to react.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do really bizarre, but they just react to it in a way you would never really expect.
Think about it, Alex. It somewhat like laughter. It is an involuntary response.
Yes.
And so that guy, maybe he didn't intend on throwing his girlfriend, but it was an involuntary response. He grabbed something and thought, "This is my
salvation,
fight or flight," and I've got to do something. And yeah. So it's involuntary sometimes, like you said, man. I mean, and people probably surprise themselves with I don't know, screaming or whatever,
or laughing. Or I remember my aunt coming through one time and I heard her say the F word and I asked her about it after, and she's like, "I would have never done that." I'm like, "But you did."
But you did, and in other words, it's somewhat involuntary.
Yeah.
The human response to fear is very odd, and so
it's flight, freeze, or fight. And those are really the 3 reactions.
Have you ever had any fighters? Like somebody who just throws a punch,
absolutely.
Not like trying to fight you, but just gets scared and they're like, "Oh."
Yeah, and we kind of have to train our staff. As a matter of fact, we had actor training today, and that was one of the things we had to explain to them is, number one, if somebody gets scared and runs past you, they might bump into you on their way out. And they don't mean to.
They don't mean, yeah.
It's another thing if they intentionally shove somebody. But yeah, we have it all the time where they'll, come back and maybe slap or something like that just without thinking about it. Yeah. And then we have to have security go in there and have a conversation. It's like, look, maybe haunted houses aren't for you, or maybe put your hands in your pockets. And
do you have EMT on site?
Yes.
Every night?
Yeah, every night we keep one there.
Yeah.
For both the safety of our patrons and our staff too, because sometimes they get a little overheated, and I just like having somebody there with some medical training, and and that way if somebody gets a boo-boo or a scraped knee or something like that, I've got somebody who knows how to do a bandage and that sort of thing. Otherwise I have to do it, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Gotcha. Well, this is so cool, man, and I think it is a study in human behavior.
It really is. You think you know a person. Go through a haunted house with them. Yeah. You're going to find out if they're a calm, laid-back person, if they enjoy being in control of a situation, or if they're comfortable being out of control of a situation. And if you're if you've been dating somebody a while and things are getting more serious and a little more committed and you're thinking about marriage or making a life together, go to at least one
Make
haunt
this
first.
test. Yes, go.
And see how they do.
Make sure they don't throw you at the actors.
Absolutely, yeah, because that right there is going to be a deal breaker.
It loosened his 2 front teeth, man.
It hurt so bad. I remember seeing stars and I could hear that ringing in my ears, and I just
Yeah, you took
Man,
a person to
it
the
hurt.
face.
and I mean I've been punched a bunch, but I've never had an actual person just thrown at me like that before.
Through the air.
Yeah,
And she was in flight.
she was probably as far away from me then as we are now. I mean, it was a good. I mean, pick her up and pitched her like 2.5 feet.
All right, so look, note to all new Tinder daters, I think that you should go on your first date to a haunt, and that way you just save time. That way you know you know what your partner is really made of.
Yeah, and if you're really want to impress your lady, buy VIP passes, and you don't have to wait in line.
Let's talk about that. So a VIP means you get to cut ahead.
Yeah, I mean you skip the line. We sell line jumper passes because I mean there are people who want to see everything, and they still have other stuff they got to do that night.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, and then the ones that want to pay less and have all night to wait around and want to stick around and see the shows and all that, and they can do that too.
Impress your lady. Impress your date. Buy the VIP. Buy the VIP. Come on, big spender. Buy the VIP, go in line, and then go through the haunted house, and then you get free time the rest of the evening to do whatever else you want to do in Red Oak, Texas, or drive up to Dallas.
Either one. You can see Dallas from there, so just follow the skyline. You can't miss it.
Okay. If someone gets real sick, or they're like, man, I love this so much, I don't want to go, I don't want to leave. Are there hotels in Red Oak?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, there's some right there on 35. And
cool.
we do get a handful every year. I mean, there's your general haunted house patron.
Mm-hmm.
They maybe see 1 or 2 haunted houses, but then there's like the diehards like us who, I mean,
Travel the country and want to hit
Right.
everyone, and so they need a hotel to stay in. Yeah.
So they'll maybe come see us on Friday and then hit another show in the market on Saturday and then Sunday and then go home. And it's a little more common than one would think, but there are people that care enough, about haunted houses to put that kind of effort into them.
It's really keeping a tradition alive.
Yeah.
And the tradition is sort of like minstrel.
It really is.
It's live actors performing right before you.
In 360 degrees.
Yes, indeed. It's like it's really keeping the minstrel tradition alive.
Because
And
even live theater, while it's a similar experience, there is a very definite, they are performing this direction to the audience.
yeah.
But in haunting,
It can come
it's
behind you.
completely
Yeah.
surrounding you, or in some cases even above or below. So it's quite a bit more immersive, and it's a little more. I guess the patron's a little more involved in because how they're reacting dictates how the show goes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
the show that one person gets going through may not necessarily be the same as another show somebody gets through. A lot of it depends on how they react, and if 2 actors just end at one point and they're more scared of one than the other, then that becomes
It's immersive.
from their perspective. That becomes the focus of that room. Whereas another person might go through, and it
Gotcha.
might be somebody different.
It's immersive.
Right.
It's immersive. All right. So, and people forget in our country, 100 years ago, the biggest form of entertainment was burlesque and circus and minstrel.
Right.
And it would go from town to town, and this was the biggest form of entertainment.
Yeah.
And you keep it alive, man.
And
You keep it
not
alive.
just anybody could do it either. It was one of those things that you had to have some kind of a special skill or ability, and and you had to be good. And there wasn't any way to fake your way through it. I mean, you couldn't just edit around it or something like that. I mean,
Oh,
it was,
gotcha. Yeah, like in a movie or we're shooting a YouTube video.
There was no
edits.
vocal correction back then. If you
you
were a
go.
singer, it's like if you couldn't sing, you just couldn't sing. No producer could go, well, but you're pretty enough, so let's, we'll modify the track and make it sound decent. It's like if you were just bad, you were bad.
That's right. It was raw entertainment in your face, and generally brought to you by talented people.
Yeah.
And they would do it at night after night after night.
Yeah.
Hey, that is so cool, man. Keeping the tradition alive.
Oh, yeah.
Reindeer Manor. Reindeer Manor opens on the 28th of this month down in Red Oak, Texas. Not far.
No. I mean, I think it took me 25 minutes to get here.
Yeah, man.
I mean, enough time to listen to 5 Cure songs, and that was it.
5 Cure songs in 25
That's
minutes.
how
That
I
makes sense.
judge all of my driving.
Yeah, how many songs or how many Cure songs to
How
get
many
to this
times can I listen to Three Imaginary Boys before I get to my destination? And if it's more than 2 spins of the album, then I'm getting a hotel room.
All right, so speaking of this, tell me about your DJ and what are we hearing out in the Midway and the common area? Are we hearing haunt music or are we hearing The Cure and
Actually, every song that we pick, all the music has been handpicked
by you?
by me, by Beefy Dan, and by Kevin. We put all of our material together, and we kind of like a mixture of. I don't necessarily want to do Monster Mash and I've Got Candy and all the traditional ones, but I also don't want to just spin just regular stuff. I want something that kind of crosses over. So we use a lot of like SPFX or SPF 1000. They've got a lot of great material. I think there's some Shadow Reichenstein stuff in there.
Love it.
Some Necrotones, some Rocky Erickson is something that stays pretty heavy in there.
Yeah. I Walk with a Zombie.
Right.
That was written by him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great song.
Have you ever heard REM's version of that?
I think so.
My favorite part is at the very end when somebody goes, "Where? With who? What?" It's like there's only the 2 lyrics.
Yeah. Then Wednesday 13, they released a song called I Walk with a Zombie. New version. Their own original version. And they've got a weird ending to it as well. Maybe they're kind of copying.
Maybe so.
a
I
little
love
bit.
Wednesday 13 stuff. Summertime Suicide is hands down. That's one of the things that we spin out there.
Yeah.
Man, I love their stuff.
I do too.
It's intense and it's energetic, but man, it fits the theme of what we're doing. And then also that provides us the ability to provide a few different genres as well, instead of it just necessarily being all industrial or all EDM or whatever.
Well, I want to give you props for not playing Monster Mash and not playing, traditional shit. I tire of that.
Yeah.
There's enough other good music, goth, post-punk, Wednesday 13, Rocky Erickson, that you can keep people entertained.
Well, and anytime we can find a cover too, like Halloween by the Misfits is one of my all-time favorite songs in the whole world.
No kidding.
But I know. You've probably heard me sing that about 500 times. But at the show, we like to use Dropkick Murphy's version.
Yeah.
Just to shake things up just a little bit.
Agreed. And look, did you like that version of Broken Peach?
Yes.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah,
They also do a great version of, look this up, I Put a Spell on You.
Really?
They redo that
Also
one
a
as
good
well.
one.
So they redo that. So what they do is they rock it up. They really metalize it, and it's a great version, just like This Is Halloween. So.
I love that. Screaming Jay Hawkins was such a badass.
Agreed.
God, I wish he was.
He was
still
way
around.
ahead of his time, wasn't he?
Yeah, man, he really. And people talk about what I do is edgy, or what Marilyn Manson did, or what Alice Cooper did, or so on and so on and so on. But when you really get back to it, I mean, a lot of what we do now, you can really trace back to Screamin' Jay Hawkins.
And that was the 60s, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the 60s.
Late 50s in some cases.
Yeah, and he was the one who was seen as the real,
the devil.
The devil.
They really thought the devil had come to Earth in the form of this guy. And of course, and you talk about pushing the envelope. I mean, he pushed it.
Yeah.
I mean, the envelope back then was also a whole lot smaller, and he pushed that thing every direction you could push it.
While we're on the topic of history, Robert Johnson walked the streets of Deep Ellum.
Oh yeah,
He
absolutely.
recorded all of his music in Dallas. He did, or most all. And of course, he was thought to have been playing the devil's music.
Right.
So he was shunned. He was rejected.
By his own family,
By his
even.
own family. By his own family. And hardly saw his own son.
Right.
Pushed away. And because they thought it was the devil's music. And if you go listen to Robert Johnson, then, you are really, really an evil person.
Yeah.
And that was just American Southern blues.
Yeah. And you listen to it now, and you're going, wow, this is what people got so tweaked out of shape about. But if you listen to other music from that era, and granted, he probably wasn't the only one doing it, but he was the first one to record. But it was some pretty dark subject material back then. And he was also, I mean, while he never really had a lot of commercial success in his lifetime, he was a brilliant self-promoter, because in the legends about him, when he vanished for a while and came back playing the guitar a little better than he had been,
A lot better.
yeah, I mean, at that point, when everyone's like, he must have learned that from the devil, there's no other way.
no
He was
other
kind of
way.
like, maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
He's kind of
I'm
like,
not
hey,
gonna say."
let's go with that.
Yeah, I mean, he never really denied it.
These are the people we're referring to are the trailblazers.
Absolutely. yeah.
That I admire so much, because right now you and we can do this show. You can have a haunted house. I can have a corpse paint show, and there's not too much blowback.
Not anymore.
But for those trailblazers, man, that was
It was
walking
intense.
a new path.
I mean, they were threatened, and that's one of the things I got to meet Dee Snider a handful of years ago.
cool.
And I said the one thing to him I wanted to say, and I just said thanks, and I left it at that. But what I wanted to thank him for was him speaking, I guess it was in front of Congress.
Yes, it was.
About our right to free speech.
Yes.
And his right to make whatever art he wanted, and my opportunity and right to listen to it if I wanted, or not even. I don't have to if I don't want to, but I have that right to do it. And he doesn't take enough credit, in my opinion, for that. I don't think people realize how different our world would be if Dee Snider had not been in it. And that gets glossed over. They're like, oh, he was the guy who did, he sang on Stay Hungry, and they were the hardest working rock and roll band for a long time. And all that stuff is true. But man, that one aspect in particular, I mean, he really put it all out there and stuck his neck out for what was and what wasn't good taste. And we all triumphed for that, and we're still reaping the benefits of that.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. That's what our show is about, man. It's independent art, independent music, independent film, and real trailblazers and people who want to make a difference in art.
Yeah.
And maybe don't have a platform. I'd like to have someone on from a haunt every week here. To tell us about their haunt.
Because everybody does it different.
I don't suspect you would mind.
No, not at all. I mean, all
they're-
my best friends are haunters. When I go on vacation, I generally go with my nearest competitors. When I have Christmas dinner, it's with my nearest, and I use the term competitors very loosely because I don't feel that way about them. We trade tips and tricks and parts, and I mean, I spoke to another attraction yesterday about helping out with something we're doing, and vice versa, and it's a very neat community in that regard, because we are all kind of fighting that same little battle. It's not like different genres of music. We're all really kind of doing the same thing. And it's amazing that we all really kind of have the same goal, but our methodology is totally different.
Indeed.
And our reasons and our motivations are completely different, but it's the same kind of stuff.
I remember being out there once, and I believe there was Guar characters.
Yes.
Or singer.
Yeah. He was doing the Sick of You. Fun fact, that guy is now the lead tech at Dark Hour Haunted House.
Neat.
And he met his wife that night because he had that cuttlefish Cthulhu.
Yeah.
He peed out of the window with this cuttlefish and got her jacket wet. And she made the decision right then and there that whoever that was, she hated. And
right.
less than 4 years later, I performed their wedding.
No. What, accordion?
No, I didn't do anything unusual that night. I just performed their wedding for them. I do them all the time.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I do a lot of. I'm an ordained minister, so
Gotcha,
I do
okay.
lots of those and
Yeah.
a lot of unusual weddings. But he worked up there for a few years, and then he got a great opportunity to work at another attraction, and it was just honestly, it was a better deal for him.
Sure.
I mean, it really was. It gave him opportunities to do stuff he couldn't do at my place, and there was absolutely. And we're still friends now, and we hang out quite a bit. And
See, this is the way business should be in America.
yeah, it really
Yeah,
should. That's
yeah.
how I was raised.
Yes, me too. Don't hold people back.
No.
Don't hold them back.
My father owned and still owns a paint and body shop. And he was always friendly with other body shops, and we traded tools and customers and all kinds of stuff. And it was strange to me as I got older and started working at regular companies, doing like regular company kind of stuff. And there was always this desire and this disconnect
Yes.
to stay hidden and stay separate from all of your competitors. And that was just so foreign and so weird for me, because I've never operated like that. And I just kind of feel like what's good for one person in one industry is kind of good for everyone in that industry.
Sure,
I mean,
and
with a few exceptions.
The fault in their thinking is that they think zero-sum game. Now, that's it's a corporate phrase, and really it makes no sense. If someone has a zero-sum game thinking, they think that there's only this much to go around, and we need to get the most for our company. When actually the circle is ever expanding.
It's growing constantly.
Yes, the haunt industry is forever expanding.
Oh yeah,
and so there's not a limited amount that you should grab. You should help in the growth of the industry. Even
just with population growth. I mean, not to mention more and more people become attuned to how they spend their money.
Look, speaking of that, we have more and more in-migration into Dallas than ever before. Because of population movement, and we have a lot of job opportunities here. And so that means, yes, more patrons for Reindeer Manor and more patrons for Dark Hour, and hopefully more viewers for Corpsepaint Show. Tell all your friends about it. Every Sunday, right, Alex?
Every Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Every week we are here. And
some people have chicken dinner after church, and then other people don't.
And guess what? Every one of those episodes is archived on the YouTube channel.
So there you go.
And they're all brilliant.
So that's the beauty. If you're not caught up, go get caught up.
It's binge watch.
Yeah, it's like kind of watching Jerry Seinfeld's show. If you started now, it's all still out there. You can watch all of that.
Hey, that song we just heard in the background was by Hansel and Gretel.
I wasn't even paying attention.
That's all right.
Yeah,
it was played at low volume.
I'm not a good multitasker.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But I bring that up because we're going to show a trailer shortly from a new movie coming out in 2020 called Gretel and Hansel. We'll show that shortly.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, but I love this topic we're talking about, and the ever expanding growth of haunts, and let's hope that they stay strong and survive and keep going. And
we certainly hope so. We don't really know right now the future is pretty bright, but there was a time where P.T. Barnum said the same thing about the circus. It's like, this is never going to go anywhere. This is just standard entertainment. Who knows what things will be like in 30 or 40 years, but if there's any way for us to still be there, that is our intent. We're closer to 5 decades now than 4 decades.
Yeah.
And we've actually had to have a couple of conversations with the city of Red Oak. Just because our area is developing at an alarming rate. There's facilities and factories moving in and new residences and neighborhoods. And
it's good for you.
Yeah. And they were kind of asking us, they were like, so, are y'all ever interested in selling off and letting this become, put a factory or facility or some kind of industry here? And we're like, no, we're just going to keep doing what we do, because it's not about what the property is worth or not worth. There's this much time invested, and we kind of owe it to everyone for the last 46 years who's put in their blood, sweat, and tears to keep things open. It's like, we owe it to them to keep all that going.
All right, so, and real close to the mic, Alex, look, the 13th Street Morgue, it's there on your property? Mm-hmm. Okay, but it doesn't have a separate website or anything? Everything is under reindeermanor.com?
Yeah, now if you type in 13thstreetmorgue.com, it'll just take you to reindeermanor.com.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have 13th Street Morgue, Dungeon of Doom, Shadow House, and then the Haunted House of Reindeer Manor.
So there's all of those. Now, are there some that are more scary than others? If you want to go and just go through one, and you're really intense, and you're really into haunts, and you're really a badass, which one would you start with?
Man, it's really hard to say, because it varies so much on what scares people.
Intensity is the same in all three?
Yeah, but it's kind of applied a little bit differently. We always try to go for the maximum scare factor we possibly can, but the morgue is physically the biggest structure out there.
Okay.
But while Shadow House is the smallest, it's also our biggest repeat event. Only because it's, a group of 4 is given 1 glow sticks a share, and they're sent off in total darkness with a bunch of creepy clowns.
That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, give some descriptions. Yeah. So they're sent off in a dark building.
Yeah.
With creepy clowns, and they have 1 glow stick for a group of 4.
And they have to share it. And if they lose it, that's it. you're done. You got to find your way through that thing in the dark.
And how do you do that? Just feeling.
Just
along
feel on the walls.
And then what if you all of a sudden there's an actor there and you're feeling them up? Is that a problem?
I guess it depends on what you're into. If clowns are your thing, then yeah, go with it.
I'm just kidding, man.
But we also do Dungeon of Doom is a 3D blacklight show where we have the 3D glasses they put on, they go in there, and all the artwork projects on recess. And it's an 80s video game theme.
All right.
I had this grand idea. I've learned over the years to trust my staff and my crew. And I had this grand idea for how I wanted this 3D show to go. And Beefy Dan came to me and he was like, man, I have an idea for a theme over here. And I knew it was going to be unusual because he goes, hear me out first.
Yeah, it gives you the disclaimer first.
That's almost never a good sign. And he's like, well, what if we did like an 80s video and we start with pinball machines and we work our way all the way up through the last of the NES stuff? And I was like, that's insane. All right, well, fine, I'm game. Let's do it. So that was what we ended up doing with that.
See?
And give the customers a little something different. And it gave us an opportunity to have, you don't really think about spooky Pac-Man, or the terrifying centipede, but those are all things that it gave us opportunity to play with those kinds of things and get out of the box a little bit, because typically you see a 3D show, it's almost always either clowns or pirates, and which both are great, and they lend themselves well to that sort of a format, but we wanted to try to set ourselves apart a little more. And that was kind of what we came up with. So.
Very cool. Very cool. But look, Alex, to the uninitiated, let's say we're talking now to somebody who's never been through a through a haunted house at Halloween season. So you pay an entrance fee.
Right. It's 35, and that'll get you into all 4 of them.
All right. Very cool. And then you step into, let's say, the first one, and basically you're walking from room to room through this house, which is specifically decorated and lit. Or lit dark to scare you along the way, and there might be live actors there, and there might be other props and other
animatronics
and stuff. And so basically, you're on your feet, you're walking through the whole thing. You don't have to crawl through ditches.
No.
Okay. And so you can make it through. It's just you're walking through. You're experiencing each room separately, and then you can go from haunt to haunt.
Yeah.
And if you need a break, you go out in the common area and sit down on a picnic table and eat some food.
Something to eat or watch some of the shows or whatever it is. And sometimes they do need a little break, or they may go through and kind of go, all right, I need to catch my breath before I'm
Should you come in regular clothes? Should you come in long pants? Or should you come dressed up? I mean, what's the recommendation?
We always recommend, because we are out in the country.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it rains, it's going to be a little bit damp and a little bit muddy. I mean, last year was just a torrential mud. I mean, it was just, we called it the year of the fishbowl. But really, dressed anyway is typically fine. We normally recommend comfortable shoes. Like, don't wear open-toed shoes or flip-flops, just because we have a lot of gravel pathways and they end up with gravel inside their shoes. Or they end up donating, whether they like it or not, to the sandal and flip-flop tree, which is where when people get scared, run away, lose a sandal, it would get hung on the sandal tree.
But don't wear expensive high heels, right?
No, nothing that you wouldn't want to wear just out in the country on dirt roads, because we are kind of out in, I mean, while we are close to Dallas, it is a very, very country type
rural
environment. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, good. And so, so we covered, what to wear, kind of how to get there. Check it out on the website first. You recommend buying tickets in advance on the site, on the website first.
Because if you go there and buy your tickets and print them ahead of time, then you don't have to go to the ticket booth. You can just show up and go directly to the first attraction, and they'll get you scanned in there.
Super.
So that'll save you one line. You don't have to deal with the ATM or the ticket booth line.
Tickets have to be printed?
They'll need to either print them. Yeah, they need to print them. If they have them on their phone, they need to go to the ticket booth and exchange them for an actual wristband. But if they can print them out, then that gives us the scan code.
But if you just had it on your phone, that's all right, too.
Yeah, just go to the ticket booth.
Cool. You want to see this trailer for Gretel and Hansel?
Absolutely, yeah. Roll it.
It's spooky, it's scary, it's coming out next year. We try and keep our audience, our viewers, and our listeners ahead of the curve on horror. And this is looks like a very good one that is forthcoming. We're looking to the future. Alex.
A fairy tale has a way of getting into your head. even before you hear it. Somehow you just know it. And it always went like this. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm called Gretel, and this rough one here is my brother Hansel.
Ouch! Tell me how you came to be in my woods.
There's too much and it isn't right.
You're scared.
There's something wrong here.
Careful, dear. I'd hate for you to start something you can't stop.
I'd hate for you to start something you can't stop, Alex.
That looks awesome.
Don't start something you can't finish, Alex. Don't start something you can't finish.
So winter of 2020. We only have to wait another
No.
4 months?
No, it's this winter.
Okay,
It's this winter. But I think what they mean is it's like a January release.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's coming up. It's coming up.
Yeah, that
Gretel
was
and Hansel.
badass.
Didn't it?
Yeah. Man. I'm in the wrong line of business. I need to make movies.
Well, do it then. Yeah. Get a hold of Joe. Let him finish, editing The Torturer first, and then he'll want another project, I think. And Catalina, Little Spark Films. Hey, we love Gas Monkey Live. You said
Yeah.
it was your first time there.
Yeah, I'd never been there before.
Isn't it a great venue?
I love the venue.
Great venue. You can show movies or have a band on stage, and then there's plenty of open area. And I don't know if you noticed, the bar is actually shaped like a guitar.
Yeah.
It is guitar shaped.
But you can access it all the way around.
Of course, go all around it. And they kept that in there because it used to be, years ago, it used to be a Toby Keith, I Love This Bar.
Okay.
For a while.
We were trying to figure out, we were telling somebody about being there, and they're like, yeah, that used to be something different, but I can't remember what it was. And I was like, I don't know, I've never been here. I thought, well, maybe it used to be a Safeway or something, but that doesn't appear to,
It was
that's
actually,
the case.
it was an AMC Grand, I think is what it was. And then Studio Movie Grill bought half of it, or 2/3 of it.
Okay.
So they're next door. And ironically, we're showing the great movie, and they're showing it too, which I don't know. I haven't heard good reviews of it. So we're showing the great movie, anyways. So the Gas Monkey Live, and then it became something else. And then it became Toby Keith, I Love This Bar, and but they kept the guitar shaped bar in there, So
You know what I love more than anything else? There's two
I'm afraid to
complete
say.
sets of bathrooms.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because
Yes.
you know how it is, you walk into a lot of venues and it's like, there's one toilet in the very back corner and that's it. And it's going to be disgusting by 8 o'clock. And it's like, here, it's like, no, you've got toilets galore.
Yes.
That's the kind of stuff nobody thinks about when they do an event, but people want to pee in peace and they
You're
don't
right,
want it to be
you're right.
nasty.
Yeah, and they want some soap, and they want a mirror, okay? And
Yeah, they
and
wanna
you're
wash their
We got all
hands
that.
and-
We
yeah.
got all that. Got all that. Gas Monkey Live. So look, here I'm going to segue into some Gas Monkey events coming up that we're co-presenting.
Oh, good.
That Corpsepaint show is co-presenting. These are all metal bands. So we got a whole list of great stuff coming up, including this week, Cataclysm and Exhorder and Hatchet is, I think, Thursday night.
Nice.
Thursday night at Gas Monkey. Yeah, there it is right there. So Cataclysm, Meditations over North America 2019, Exhorder, Christian, man, they're great, and Hatchet. That's Gas Monkey Live, the same venue, on the 18th. So, yeah.
And if you want to go, you're going to be able to go to the bathroom with no problem.
With no problem.
With no problem at all.
Plenty of bathrooms. And free parking. Then Ginger is on Friday. That's Friday night with the Browning. And what a powerful voice she's got. This lady is incredible. Man, she is something else. That's Ginger on Friday night, the 20th. Tuesday, the 24th, Alluvietier, if I'm pronouncing that right. I love the band. I've seen them before live. They're powerful. They're incredible. And Corpsepaint as well. So this is some good, some great Norwegian pagan metal as well. So that's coming up on the 24th.
Wait a minute. There's pagan metal in Norway?
Come on. Extreme black metal and everything else. And then we got a few more. I think I sent to Jason. Jason's on our board tonight. He's taking care of us, handling all the engineering over there. Thank you, dude.
pleasure being here.
Yes.
Okay,
the
I'm getting
voice
the
you
reference.
heard. The voice you heard. Mr. Jason.
Way off in the distance.
And look at this one, man. Look at this. Obit and Abath, Midnight and Devil Bastard. Midnight is one of the most dynamic on-stage metal bands I have ever seen. If you have a chance. No, that's 28. That's your opening night.
Oh, yeah.
But
I can't be there, but yeah, plenty of other people can.
Plenty of other people can. This one is at Bar and Grill. This is the one that's outdoor venue. The
Right.
outdoor venue right down the street. And, man, Devil Master, is real intense. And Midnight, just fantastic to see them again. Abath and Obituary. Wow, what a night. This is just incredible, the bookings that they're putting together. And we're proudly co-presenting that one with Gas Monkey Bar and Grill. And then Muni Waste and Napalm Death. Can you believe it? Sick of It All. Revocation. Voivod. No. Voivod 2? I don't know. I'm reading it off there. Psychroptic. Skeletal Remains. Conjurer. Big Night with Municipal Waste and Napalm Death. You can't get any more intense than this. Municipal Waste is thrash metal. If you have not seen them, you've got to experience it, man. It's just the most intense thing. If you love thrash, that is your band. And then, of course, Gwar on Halloween night with Sacred Reich and Toxic Holocaust. Halloween night.
Man.
I know you're working that night.
Yeah.
I know you're working
just
that
looking
night.
at War, thinking, well, that might be a fun show to go to, but if I sneak away, I'll probably get murdered.
Yeah, you better not. But, heck yeah, man. Now, hold on. We got more here. I got this right here, Jason. Look. High on Fire, that one right there on the screen, is this poster with integrity. This is a tour presented by, who is it, Alex?
Liquid Death!
Liquid fucking Death. And as you see it right up here, Liquid Death now is putting together tours with High on Fire, Integrity, and all these other bands. So that's Friday, November 8th at Gas Monkey Live, same venue you were at.
Yeah.
Presented by Liquid Death. They're now getting into the metal tour productions. Isn't that cool?
I love that spider skull.
Yeah, we got a spider right behind your head, too, man. I tried to line that up to where it would look like it's on you.
That's a lucky spider.
Reindeer Manor and Alex Lohmann here to entertain you.
Where's my spider at?
Oh,
let's see.
You know what?
Oh, there he
it's
is.
way over
Yeah.
there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. All right, might be a little better on that camera. Who else we got coming up? Is it 1349 and you oughta? That's November 14th, Gas Monkey Bar and Grill. 1349, some great Norwegian black metal. Yes, we're bringing them to Dallas. 1349 on November 14th. This is right before Thanksgiving. You have plenty of time to see some black metal.
And then still have plenty of time for turkey.
Yes, absolutely. It's not Thanksgiving night,
See,
but it's right near there.
This is the time of the year where I don't matter.
Come
so
on.
I can sneak away
Oh,
and I
God.
can get there.
You still matter. Hey, well, come and join me at some of those shows, man, that you can
Oh,
in
yeah.
November. In November. Yeah, some of those November shows. Come and join me at some of those, man. And
No, that'd be a
enjoy
blast.
enjoy some great, High on Fire or 1349. Extreme black metal. Gah!
If you're going to do black metal, go extreme.
Hey, one thing we have a tradition of on this show is the black metal pose, okay, which you will have to partake in.
I can do this.
And Jason knows what to do as well. And so, of course, it's... All right, yeah, give us your best,
we
Alex.
need claws. How's that?
That's pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Man, I
Grip-
so have the
grip
teeth
harder.
of a self-employed person.
Look how evil you look. It's September.
I look angry.
We need to start right now. There's Jason. See? So what did we learn today? We learned that minstrel was the main form of entertainment 100 years ago.
We did.
We learned that Alex is opening up the season on September 28th at Reindeer Manor, Red Oak, Texas.
Down in beautiful Red Oak, the city you've never heard of, and probably could have gone your whole life and never visited.
Oh, come on. You said it's growing a lot right now.
It really is, but there's still not a whole lot there. It was just after everything kind of expanded north and they ran out of places to go, they started working their way south. So it was crazy. When I moved there, I moved there from Plano. And all of a sudden, I went from, little Italian bistros and 24-hour grocery stores to cattle and a grocery store that closed at 9, and that was it.
What if you're really hungry at 9:30 and
you are screwed? Now there's plenty of stuff, but
right,
when we moved there,
Yeah.
it was culture shock,
Yeah.
and I had never lived with livestock in my entire life. It was crazy.
Jason, did we forget anything else that's on the agenda that I sent you?
There's only a couple things left, and really, it's just to remind people that if they enjoy the show and they like what they're watching,
Go to our website,
Go to the website, yeah.
corpsepaint.net. Corpsepaint.net. That's us right there. Look.
There we go.
That's it. That's it. And you can click on that tab that says sponsor. Really, that just means leave a little donation. Even if it's just a one-time $5 donation, you can click on that tab right there.
All
And
those things help.
all those things help pay for our studio because we want to keep going and keep bringing you some great independent information about independent art, independent film, independent horror, independent music, and businessmen like you who are doing something unique. In my opinion, it's one of the coolest things ever.
Well, and it's one of those things. I mean, doing what I do or doing what you do, it's not an easy thing to do. It's important that we do it, but it takes somebody very dedicated to do it. But it's tough. It's not like big business where, they can just throw millions of dollars in advertising at something and just kind of make it work out for them. We have to fight for it.
You have to fight for it, and you have to have word of mouth. You have to have patrons who experience something scary and then talk about it, and that it's grassroots, it's genuine, and hopefully then your customer base just keeps growing.
Yeah, that's the idea.
What else, Jason? Did you say there was something else?
there's just one more thing I would like to bring up. If they click that sponsor button, they get to join the ranks of these guys right here, and we've mentioned them across the show. So
Murder.
Get to join the Liquid Death rank
first. So if you scroll down, does it have that video? And I don't know if it'll allow you to play it.
It does have it, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Have you seen this? Okay, you get Alex, sit. Are you sitting down? Are you relaxed?
I am going to sit
I think we need to leave Mike's live for this.
Yeah, leave Mike's live. Are your eyeballs ready to take this in? Because
Let me prepare myself mentally and physically.
I want you to support Liquid Death. Take a look at this.
Sourced and bottled in majestic mountains, Liquid Death Mountain Water will murder your thirst.
It doesn't sound like someone peeing at the end. All right, so
I kind of think it was actually.
Yeah, that's how they recorded it.
That's their little joke on us. Every time we laugh at, they're laughing at our pee.
All right, what are your first impressions?
Man, I honestly had not really given. To me, water was just kind of a thing that came out of a hose. I'd never really given a lot of thought to water one way or the other, but now I want to drink water and I want to murder.
Your thirst.
Yes. My thirst. I must have forgotten that part of that
you
line.
did. Now, let's be clear. I think you're referring to decapitating your thirst is what you're really trying to say.
Yeah.
Decapitating your thirst.
That's probably a less incriminating way to say this.
All right, so now I don't know if you ever watched Mr. Pickles.
Mm-mm.
All right. It's on Adult Swim. And the man who made that cartoon, Will Carsola, is one of the principals of Liquid Death, and so that was his production, the little animated commercial for Liquid Death. The Liquid Death says death to plastic because plastic is choking our oceans and ruining our planet, and that's why their beverage is in a recyclable aluminum can and is refreshing to drink and is good for you because we highly encourage you to stay hydrated. Important, Alex.
Yeah,
Plus, you can get behind someone who has a mascot that pretty much just murders anyone in his way.
Well, and his head is a giant can. I mean, how could you not like that?
They are
Seriously.
they are a co-sponsor of our show, and we're very proud to be part of the Liquid Death family.
And you can get this on Amazon?
Here's what you do. You cannot, you can't find it at grocery stores. So you're going to go to Amazon, you're going to type in Liquid Death, and then you're going to order a case. Okay? Or you could do it directly on their website, liquiddeath.com.
Okay.
Order
perfect.
a case there. It's a case of 12. And it'll ship it right to your front door. Then put it in the fridge. It's best served cold. Okay? But you order a case. And I believe the offer might still be ongoing that when you go to their website to order a case, if you sign the contract to sell your soul, which I have done, okay, you get a second case free. Buy one, get one.
Oh, well,
if you sell your soul.
That's a hell of a bargain.
It seems like it, I think. Yeah. So
I really think this is the sort of thing
that you should serve at
to
Reindeer
children.
Manor.
Oh, I was going to say just drive around and just pass it out to kids. And just, look, if you're not going to dress up as Santa and get in the hearse and drive around and give stuff to kids, what are you even doing?
That's right.
And I think this would be a perfect thing to give away.
You mean around the holiday time in the month of December? Or anytime?
Sure, yeah, December. Yeah, just December. We'll go with Liquid Death.
Look, Alex, I'm going to bring my hearse to Reindeer Manor. Are there reindeers there?
No.
No.
Fun fact. We used to get phone calls from people asking about where are the reindeers?
Can I pet reindeers?
I need a reindeer.
Can I?
I need to rent a reindeer.
Around Xmas time, they wanted a reindeer.
Sometimes it started as early as September.
Yeah.
It took us 44 years to figure out that there is a reindeer rental facility about 4 miles away from us.
What?
True story.
Okay.
For the longest time, we thought people were just insane, calling us like, why the devil would we actually have a reindeer? And why would we rent one to you?
Yeah.
Only to find out that there is a niche market for reindeer rentals.
All right. So now when they call, you refer them to the other business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tell them how to get there.
But you also tell them about your haunt and that they should come see you as well.
Oh, sure. We tell them. It's like, it's October. You need to come out here and get your scare on.
Get your scare on.
And you can deal with reindeers later.
Bring an extra pair of underwear and get your scare on. Come on.
Extra underwear can be a handy thing.
It can be.
It's one of those things that it oddly comes up a lot more than one would think. But
hey, Alex, it's great to have you, man.
Oh, thank you for having me. This has been fun.
I thought highly of you for many, many years, man. I'm just glad to have you here.
Well, we've worked. I can't think of how many conventions together over. I mean, last 15 years, we've probably worked together 50 times.
And it's cool you do parades.
Oh, yeah.
And you do other outreach, in the off season. But right now, it's starting to kick in, and you got to feel excited. I mean, this is it, man.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean,
We're in the home stretch now.
Oh, it's so fun. Enjoy every moment of it, Alex.
I try to as much as I can. As stressful as it can be, I try to always get what fun out of it I can and find my joy in it where I can.
Pause and take a deep breath and just observe and enjoy.
Yeah, because we only get the holiday the one time a year.
You're scaring the shit out of people, and that's got to make you feel good.
Oh, yeah.
All right. High fives to you. Thank you very much, Jason. Appreciate you. Haley Griffith for making that great video for us. And Little Spark Films for being our partner, as well as Liquid Death. Hey, we love Fangoria as well. Hold that up one more time, Alex, and we'll say adios. We hope you get what you deserve. We're saying goodbye, Alex. Adios.
Bye, everybody.
We want you to elevate your life by going underground. By that we mean supporting independent art, independent music, independent print, independent movies.